Ahoy hoy, I'm back again, Tuesday, I think the 1st of July. Um, Good. It's 12:47 here in Ho Chi Minh City, and I'm back on a community world, looking to beat my record, 23,411, or a country streak of about 20. I haven't really nailed down exactly what my streak is, so hopefully I get a good one, and then I can kind of focus on that going forward. I think I was up to 17 at some point and then I lost track. But I'll jump in and start playing. Hopefully, this is Japan, Hokkaido, or that region. Heading north, that checks out. Should be a fairly good guess anyway. Do I need to region guess it any better than that? I don't think so. Just going to check for cabbage because that is a Hokkaido thing. I think that's it there, which is useful to pick up on. But this is all for the snow season. Obviously, Hokkaido gets a lot of snow. We'll just go here, coming into Sapporo or Sapporo. Not too bad. 219 kilometres. 4444, which is a lucky start, so that's good. I'm on a streak of 2, so I guess I had a carryover of 1 there. Steak Rosso. Is this another Japan? Possibly not. Driving left, actually, by the looks, unless there's something unusual going on. I want to see what this snowbird thing was relating to. Niseko International Academy, Snowbird Apartments. It says do not use fire here. Don't know what that actually means. It's a snowbird. I wonder if it's... There's the Google cast. That's the drink, if you're drinking. This gives me some odd island vibes. Or tourist vibes. Looks mountainous, so it might actually be nearby Nagano. So I know they had the Winter Olympics there at some point. And a whole bunch of Australians own chalets there. Because they love skiing, and Australia's not huge on the skiing. Niseko, I think it says there. It's certainly ski territory. But rent a ski, everything's skiing. So I guess 2 Japans to start off with is not too challenging. So where did they put Nagano here? I don't know about Niseko. It's got to be somewhere about here. Nakano? I think it was Niseko. Something like that. I don't specifically know Niseko, but it should be in this area somewhere, I would think. Kind of out of season at the moment, I guess. It'd be good to see it in season in winter, but I guess they're not going to drive the Google car through. Yikes, it was Sapporo again. Oh, sorry, Hokkaido again. Nearby Mount Yotai. Actually might have said that. Mount Niseko here. Yeah, obviously, as stated before, Hokkaido gets a ton of snow. Maybe the most snow of anywhere, but can't really recall. Something like that. So I've got a McDonald's here. Presumably not Russia. Interesting. It's got the A39, which is presumably, and they've got a Tesco in the background. I'm not sure if Tesco is UK specific, but that's where it originates, I believe. They've got Lidl as well, which is German. Willerton and Porlock, I haven't heard of. The A39. In theory, it should be easy to track down the A39, but I've had some difficulty with the A roads in the past. Just want to get somewhere close to 39. 53. I don't know what the numbering logic is with the A roads. 34 is here, 36. You'd think 39 would be... Here we go. But how long is the A39? Willerton and Porlock. It's kind of a southerly direction. Yeah, it's quite... There's a place called Westward Ho. That's a pretty jokey name. Willerton. I wonder if we should just plonk it somewhere here. Is the A39 still going? Or whether I should look for something else. What's the other one? Porlock. So this is surely the end of the A39 down here. Do I want to travel all the way up the A39 to look for Wellington or Porlock? Not really. Indian Queens, kind of an odd name as well. St Tooty, Camelford, Slaughter-Bridge, no, Poundstock, Pow Hill, Kilkhampton, Eastcott, surely, gosh, how difficult. Fairy Cross, Bideford. It's grim. I think I've reached the end of the A39. Maybe I wasn't zoomed in enough. Gosh. I don't think the McDonald's is going to show up at this scale. Presumably. Just what's around? Some hills. Just some hills around. There's a bus shelter. It's kind of that odd shade of green again. Quite modern. It's set up so that people can't sleep on the seat, which is a bit of misfortune for anyone sleeping rough, but good for social distancing. The colour scheme's a bit of an eyesore, which I like. It's quite modern, nondescript, but it does the job. I don't think it has a bin, but there's presumably a bin somewhere in the McDonald's. I'll give that a 7, purely on functionality. It's not very attractive. Just need somewhere. Drivers of large or slow vehicles must phone and get permission to cross. Are you kidding me? Seafront, interesting. This is probably nearby the road here. Seafront North on the A39. It's probably nearby here, I would imagine. Wadebridge? Maybe. Is there a road going to the seafront? Kind of. I'll give it a guess there. It's nearby Padstow. Which is where Rick Stein's got his restaurants, I think. I'm not sure what they're called. But he's always on about Padstow, so pretty sure that's Rick Stein territory. Just not sure what that says. Garda or something. Something military. Maybe not. Area adoptada. I guess it's like adopt a highway, like they have in the US and I think Canada. Driving right. What about the plates? Ooh. Kind of no plates. I wonder if this is a US overseas territory. West Coast Food Mart. I think it's also a petrol station. It's got footpaths, which is not a typical US thing. 133. What's... Hilray, how are you doing? Okay. Just trying to work out where this is. Velasquez. Driving right. No front plates, which is like a US thing, surely. South on the 2. I'm really not great on Garda on US overseas territories. It's got black plates with a little red on there. Certainly Spanish. I wonder about Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic. I don't know too much about those. 417, I should be able to quickly scan something and find out. We've got the lotto, and they're using kilometres, which is pretty odd. Noreños. Why do I get a US vibe? It's because of the right driving, kind of. 417. It's a pool shop. And it's got Pare. So it could be, I don't know, Panama. Maybe not. With the 417 there. Maybe. This is the 41. They have it, okay. This is not a total loss. Got the 425, 414, 418. Don't see exactly where we're looking for. What else do I know about Panama? We've got these pedestrian overpasses, which just checks out. So I think it could be good for Panama. Just zoom in a bit. The 418's here, surely the 417's nearby. I say that knowing normally that's not the case. 414. Don't really see where we are. I'll just drop it here. Hopefully it's not too far. Well, it shouldn't be if it's Panama. Oh my god, it was Puerto Rico. Yeah, I did say that. I got gulled by that 418 there. Aguada, that was the place. Very disappointing, 2,000 kilometers away. Shocking. This could this be Japan again? Driving left, judging by this. I just think the reflector looks like Japan. Yeah, I think that fits for Japan too, the giveaway sign. I'm not sure where this reflector is. It's probably in a snow country again. Could it be Hokkaido a third time? I don't think so. Let's check for this cabbage. I don't actually know where these tall poles with the reflector would be, but got a bunch of pines. Some hills in the distance up to the north. Yikes. I'm going to go for where I did originally with my last guess. Nearby Nagano. Well, there's no mountains. Maybe that's a bad guess. That is a bad guess. I'll go further south. There's mountains down here as well. Takayama, how about that? Oh my god, it was Hokkaido again. 3 Hokkaido rounds in 10 seeds. Or 2 seeds, I guess. In 2 games. It's outrageous. I do think Japan seems to be overly represented on this map, I think. I guess that comes down to the balance, but that's a massive amount of silage. They're set for the winter time, I guess. I don't know much about silage or farming generally. But birches, I think there was a yellow backplate there. No, it wasn't. It's got the European strip. It's a Volkswagen. This could be Germany. Ooh, there's a sign. Volkenschagen. This yellow on green is kind of interesting. I don't know what to make of that. A bollard could be useful. Doesn't look very historic. These are not historic European farm buildings, I don't think. What about this sign? Could be a hotel. Padshof Land Hotel. Brought to us by... I can't actually read I assume that's a beer brand. Willkommen. Spelt the German way, I think. Padershof Land Hotel. I think this must be Germany. I'm going to go somewhere north. It seems quite flat. It's probably a fine guess. Central north. Ooh, it was all the way north. It was nearby an airport too. With the Flugzeugs. I think that's aeroplane in German. Flugzeug? I can't never remember. Tio Gomez. That's Uncle Gomez. And driving right, yellow centre lines. It's probably Portuguese, Boa Vista do Gurupi, the urban perimeter, or the city limits, I guess. Black back of the sign, I think that's fine for Brazil. As to where, a bit tricky. Brazil's a big place. Got these palms. Looks like they've been planted though. Some natural ones around here. A whole lot of them. It looks pretty foresty. Boa Vista is a place, but I don't know that this is Boa Vista proper. Or whether it's nearby Boa Vista or anything. Hotel Vittoria. We've got an internet cafe. Excellent. You see less and less internet cafes nowadays. Before it was a necessity when you travel, but now you just get global roaming on your phone. Travel is a lot easier now. Although a lot scammier as well. Booking online. It's a .br. Sometimes a hotel's online representation is not true to life when you actually get there. It's got this outdoor seating, which I've seen other places in Brazil. I don't actually recall where. This has got a lot of seating. Not sure about the painting on the bottom of the poles here either. It's a really wide road. I have no idea why it's that wide. It's not a huge amount of traffic just at the moment. Nearby the equator by the looks, and they've got horses grazing on the, what do you call it, median strip, I guess. Are they horses or cows, or one of each? Hang on. I think this one's a horse and this one's a cow. Got a whole barnyard. That's a hefty looking cow too. Man, I was watching some like the wildcards the other day or something for GeoGuessr, and there was mention of cow matter. It was like I can't remember where they said. I wasn't paying full attention because Goiás cows? Maybe the road's that wide because it's coming into Brasilia. East-west. It's a pretty hefty road. In humus. It was Boa Vista de something. I don't know. It's a divided road. There's not a huge amount of really big roads here. Is this divided? It's not. Is this divided? It's not either. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I'll drop it around here. Okay. Don't worry about the Goyas cows. Is all the way north in Maranhão, I think, is the state there. GeoI. A new cow map with over 150 locations. Maybe I was imagining the Goyas cows. I didn't have my full focus. I was kind of looking after the baby. This is interesting. These bollards. Looks like they get snow in season as well. Lithuania. Can't remember if, man, I'm so bad with remembering bollards. Could this be Lithuania? Or like North Macedonia or something, I forget. I do have the bollards, European bollards map bookmarked. Not a map, it's just pictures. I really struggle with these ones that kind of look similar like this. Not Italy or Albania. I don't think Lithuania has... It's like Montenegro or North Macedonia, I think. I don't even know that language would help me out there. What's it look like? It's got black signbacks. Is that the ocean there? I think so. The ocean kind of to the south. That could be either of those, I think. No, it couldn't be North Macedonia. It could be Montenegro. Somewhere here. Let's check. Oh my gosh. There's North Macedonia. Let me just check this bollard list. So what is Montenegro? Okay. Montenegro's got a cap. North Macedonia. It's kind of to the offset. It didn't look so offset there. Okay, it's fine. 4,295, so it's not a huge loss of points. Here is kind of looks Australian, but not. Just because of the eucalypts, but it's probably South America somewhere. It's with the yellow on the poles here. That's surely a thing. Construction of a tunnel, I'm assuming. San Juan. I can't quite see any country there. Some weirdness. It's probably Ecuador or Uruguay. The Polícia. San Juan is definitely a sectional 14, so that's kind of useful. They didn't... Not nationalistic enough to put up a flag, which is a bit disappointing. We've got cacti here. Ropa is clothing in Spanish. Books. Don't know what's going on there. Oh, it might be like a second-hand store or a small store with books and clothes, maybe. Andino. Ah, here we go. That looks like a Argentinian flag. It's a kind of a weird area. What was it? San Juan. I don't know if San Juan's going to be a big place or a small place. Very dignified. So I'm pretty sure it says San Juan here. It's probably the district of San Juan that could be tricky. What about, where are we? Got a bunch of mountains west. These painted poles look very distinctive, but I don't know of it. I kind of thought it was quite a way south, but maybe not. Those pines, they surely... sorry, the eucalypts probably need some warmish weather. I do not know that to be a fact. Are they really big mountains? Not really. So is there a province? San Luis? San Juan, here we go. There is a San Juan. Is there a police station? Or a clothing and bookshop? Could be in here. What else is there? It's kind of like a plaza there, so maybe here. Oh, there's a few plazas. I'm just going to drop it here. Hopefully it's nearby. Kind of. It was in Via Basilio Neves. 19 kilometres away. That's about the best guess I'll ever have in Argentina. And then Datang, PKK in Indonesia. Just check, they're going left, that's good. This is probably an area here, but I don't know it. Like a region. Quite a lot of mountains there. And there's a cow. Or a bull. He looks reluctant. This poor fellow's trying to pull him along, but it is a reluctant cow. Looks quite young. Beautiful eyes. Leia. Looks like a happy Kim Jong-un. Yeah, they look like young cows here. Got the pawpaws are nearly ripe. Nearly ready to harvest. Some monument up here, I think. I don't think that's any help. Just looking around, enjoying the view. Yeah, some monument here. Don't know what to make of any of this. I think I'll just click here. Should be fine. Nope, it was Sulawesi. Did have half a mind to go Sulawesi, but not to worry. 18,028, not a great score. Not a good score, it was an okay score. It's got a pool hall. It's very popular in Vietnam, but I don't think, they say billiards halls. Clemente. It looks AI generated. AI generated politicians. Driving right, I guess. What's this sign say? Anch, how's it going? Not too sure about the country here. Driving right. Overtaking where you shouldn't be overtaking by the looks. I think you can overtake here. I don't think it's the solid yellow you're supposed to be overtaking. So it's got, that's interesting. Really vivid yellow centre lines driving right. And Spanish. Loja. There is a Loja in Ecuador. I don't say that with any confidence, but here. Because I've been there, so I don't know if that's the Loja, because this kind of looks like Panama or something. Balsas. So what? It's kind of like south. Balsas. Am I going to get sucked in by this stupid Loja? Problem is I don't really remember Travel to Loha on a bus. Don't remember the road. Wow, that's a ton of washing. That's a massive pain in the neck to do that much washing. Or hang that much washing, although they haven't made a lot of effort. When it was just me doing my own washing, that's how I hung them. But now that I've got a baby, I hang them very neatly on a hanger, space them out, rotate them to make sure they're all dry. So this is more, I think they've actually used pegs there. And this is underwear, maybe hand washed, I think. So, I think I'll have to go here. I don't know where the other places are. 178 kilometres. I'm not sure how far that would be. Okay, so it was the Loha that I'd been to. I picked the wrong road. Didn't do a lot of effort searching around there. I think Loha was supposed to be the nicest town in South America or Ecuador or something like that. Let's have a look. Whoops. Yeah. Formerly Loxa or Losa, and fully city of the Immaculate Conception of Loja, is the capital of Ecuador's Loja province. I don't think, I think it was on the weekend. I only stayed for a day or something. Drank some beer on the streets of Loja. Yeah, it's quite nice looking. I think I've only got one photo of Loja, which is like a beer on the sidewalk. It's like, I don't know why. A beer and a bear on the sidewalk. Dennis the bear. Anyway, that was a nice get. I could have been better, but not to worry. So there's a short outside dashes. So this is probably Sweden, I guess. Stuggerbacken. Very piney. I have trouble with region guessing Sweden. And scanning for Stuggerbacken is probably going to be tricky. Where do I think? Probably doesn't appear to be any elevation. What is this? Something colourful? It's just a cabin, I think. A cabin in the woods. Let's look at the flag here. Yeah, I think that's a Swedish flag. It's just droopy. I thought it looked quite white, but I think that's yellow and blue. So should I scan for Stuggerbacken? Or I've forgotten what it's actually called anyway. I'll probably see it. If I saw it again, I'd recognise it. I think I'll have to plonk here. Midway up. Ooh, that was a nice plonk. 100 kilometres. Yeah, if I'd scanned for that, it wouldn't even come up, I don't think. I don't even see it at this zoom. Here it is. Stuggerbacken. I have to zoom right in. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. It's 4735. Decent points. A good region vibe. Somewhere in Africa here. Got the roadside barbecue. Not currently in use. Got a Benz specialist? That was a great guess. I'm terrible at Sweden. Or I'm pretty terrible at, well, most things, but Norway, Sweden, Finland. They're very long. That's a problem. What's this flag? I'm very bad at flags also. It's Kenya? I forget. Big Boss Street. It's really Nigeria, isn't it? With Big Boss Street. That's classic. Should have checked the plates. Africa is another horrible continent for me. say my most easily recognised continent is Australia. I recognise that 8 times out of 10 and get the country right most times. Now that I've sorted out New Zealand a bit more, I don't make that mistake as much. I feel like South America, Ecuador screws me up a lot. And Peru, Chile, 50-50s. I don't know why I can't remember flags, but I think that's Nigeria. Ghana, frick. Flags at Africa, here we go. Benin, Botswana. Okay, it's kind of like Argentina. Chad, Djibouti. What about Niger? Is not listed. Nigeria is green, white, green. Rwanda is this one. Senegal is this one. This little star in the middle. Ghana's Senegal but sideways. And the star's black. I'm never going to remember that. Next. This is probably Italy. What about this sign here? No, I think it's it's just a window. A shuttered window. What about shutters? Yeah, okay, so there's shutters on the windows, which I think is an Italian thing. They've got a ristorante, pizza restaurant, definitely Italian. I think there's Nuova is new pizzeria restaurant, D'Angelo. What's this? On the SP4. It's a very large one. D'Angelo. I wonder if that's probably not the place, surely. What about here? Leno and Loria. I do not know. Is that A3? Yeah. I like the font in Italy. What is this? The cyclist here, I think, is popping a wheelie. Something. Let me check. Go back. No. Sedately riding along. So the A3, this should be locatable. Or the SS19. Italy's kind of long as well. Do they have an A road? Because here's the A1. The A3 is bound to be like miles and miles long. A9, A4. Check my posture. So here's the A4, the A8, 9, A4 still. 31, surely the 3 is near the 31. Gosh. Why? Why? The E roads. Surely this is scannable. The A3. Maybe it's a short one. It'd be nice if it was a short one and I located, but A24. I feel like that's a long way away. Surely not in San Marino. I don't think so. Sometimes I overlook the edges of a country. A13. South of Naples. Salerno. What's the SS road? Is it Salerno Reggio though? Could be different. SS19. Here's the SS18. I'm feeling like that was a really good tip. Where's the A3 though? Carpaccio? SS19. Laino. So, actually, Salerno on the A3 and the SS19. Is that Pompeii there? Did you go to Pompeii? That would be cool. Probably a lot of tourists, but sometimes the roads are mislabeled. Here's the A3. Wow, it's really... That's so annoying. There's the SS19. That's miles from Salerno. 136 kilometres away. Okay, that's fine. There's Lauria, which I think was also listed there. Where's the pizza restaurant? There it is. There's the pizza restaurant D'Angelo. I wonder about the ratings, but I'm not going to check. 136 kilometres. Well, a lot better than I would have had. Thanks for the tip there. It could be Indonesia. I think the flag. Or is it just random red and white? Not clear. Probably is Indonesia, right? Reggio is all the way south in Italy. Yeah, I'd love to go to Pompeii. There's this, which is kind of cool. I don't see any steps up, so I guess you need a ladder. Or you just don't go up there and you let the plants die. So there's a crossing, a river crossing, a creek crossing I'd say. Driving on the left, which checks out for Indonesia. These red plates I'm not familiar with. A bunch of palms and mountains, which is... This is an interesting place. I wonder if this is Sulawesi again. It's got some park benches so you can watch the traffic. There's a bunch of all sorts of things. Selamat, which I think is a welcome or something. There's a lot of structures here. Di Provinci Gorontalo. It's kind of like sounds Italian. Is there any Italian influence in Indonesia somewhere? What is that? There's a lot of weird stuff around here. That's a satellite dish, I think. What an odd place. Must be culturally significant for some reason. There's some nuns, I think. Some cigarette advertising. Looks like they're heading across the street to buy some fags. Some cigarettes. Is this a cigarette ad? Pro, never quit. It's a good message. It's a message for the kids. A whole bunch of... What's that banana doing? The thumbs up. Nasi goreng. That's very nice. I haven't had nasi goreng in a long time. Here we go, there's a place name. I don't know any of them. I don't know. Whenever it's weird, I'm just going to go Sulawesi. South. Hedge a little bit. Oh, it was all the way north in Sulawesi. I'm kind of getting a Sulawesi vibes. Sulawesi is weird. I should have zoomed in on the map, see what else is there. Because there's a bunch of interesting stuff there. Spanish. Check my shirt. A lot of my shirts are getting stretched around the collar because washing them every day here in the 90% humidity of Vietnam. Okay, what's this guy selling? He's Got some pawpaws. I think this is a watermelon. Some carrots, potatoes. This is probably his own farmed produce, I think. That looks like a Mexican truck. Mr. Miyagi. He's got it lifted, I think. At least at the front. Maybe the suspension's gone at the back. Yellow front plate. School zone. Is there an E there? I would think there's an E because it should be a schooler. What does it say, scholar? That's not typically, I think Ika's a place, but I don't know. Or a province or something. It's got Pare. Programma National de something Eftosa. I'm sure Ika is a... I just can't remember where. Puesto de control. It's the yellow plate. Oh, Colombia has yellow plates. It's a bit slow coming to me, but yeah, okay, it's probably Colombia. Oh my gosh, where did they put Colombia? I'm sure Ica is a place. Where? Bugger. Bucaramanga. Medellin. I thought Medellin would be a cool place to visit. It's actually a bit of a dump. Well, it was. I hope they've ginned it up a bit. I thought Ica was a place, but not in Colombia. I'm gonna have to plonk here. Some mountains off to the west. Probably all over the place. South of Bogota, how about that? Oh my gosh, it was right on the border. San Faustino. El Magro. And Buenos Aires is there. Wow, I did not know that. So I'm just gonna... do I want to keep this? No. Okay. Singapore. South America? South Africa. Maybe I'm... City in Peru. Okay, that makes sense. I think I didn't go there, but famous for the sand dunes, I guess. I think they do like sand snowboarding. It's like an oasis there. Possibly a salt mine near there as well. I can't quite remember. Got a bit gulled by the Ica. Don't know what maybe it was an acronym. Ventos G dot. We'll need to see some more here. Ooh, okay. So this is like a Russian, Ukrainian, Lithuanian. It's probably Lithuania, I guess. Quite a lot of housing. It's quite a big city. Don't know much about Lithuania. They've got tiny dogs, I know that much. Where did that go? Oh, you can get... oh no. I thought we could drive on the footpath, but no. It's just a turning. This looks like a university town or something. What does that say? Deep look. Kind of disturbing. Wow, they really cheated the public out of seating space for this for this bus shelter. Got a bin nearby, which is great. What is this advertising or is it something useful? Advertising. How will I rate this one. They do have the... Is this a timetable or is that advertising as well? No, I don't think they... the timetable's probably here. Kind of a nice curved structure roof, but a bit grim. A little bit functional, but the seating's mediocre. It doesn't look comfortable with that curvature. I'll give it 7. And the kebab shop. That's going to be... I'll give that a 9. So... Provinciu, Lithuania. I doubt I'll be able to find that. Could it be Vilnius? I should just go central here. I could probably get a road number. Screw it. Who cares? That was all the way north. Okay. Was that a university or is it just housing? Just housing. And another pizzeria. Quite a lot of kebab shops. Another pizza. Can Pizza. Man, pizza is truly the #1 world food. I guess kind of Japan again. Don't know if I can handle too many Hokkaido rounds before I have a nervous breakdown. Unless it's like clearly Hokkaido. It's the post box. You don't see those too much anymore. Yeah, I think this reflector again is the Japanese one. Sometimes you do see it sticking out of the barriers. Just check for a yellow plate because I do have some Taiwan disasters. A lot of vehicles in Japan now don't have a yellow plate, which I'm not quite sure if that's a change or that was always the way, but I thought yellow plates were pretty consistent in the past. I think these are land plots on a development. They're pretty square, I like that. No irregularity, well, a little bit of irregularity, but not too much. A mountain stream, some mountains. It's pretty generic. However, look at these, which kind of look like poppies. It's probably a regional thing. I don't know what region. I'm just going to plonk centre here. Probably be all the way south. Okay, it was north of Tokyo. Pretty minor road there. Nearby the liquor store and the fishing store. Oh, actually, I've been to Nikko. This is nearby Nikko, I guess. I don't see Nikko. It's somewhere near Tokyo. Here we go, Nikko National Park. Famous for the autumn leaves, which is why I went there. Also the liquor store. So it's miles away there. 4,500 points. So last time I got, what do you call them? A leech was in Nikko. I hate leeches. Disgusting. So it's a pretty high fire danger by the looks. Is that a real person? I don't think it is. Oh no, what happened? Difficult to say. Just wanted to check out this. I think there was a sign or something here, or maybe it's just the camera flare. I think it is. There are the bollards here. It's not really anything. Is this a real person? No, surely not. No. Okay. It's pretty convincing. It's wearing pants. The humanoid robots are going to gull me pretty quickly. So they've got a mile marker here. I'm not too sure about that mile marker. Doesn't look too familiar. Media Calzada. Do we have a plate? Oh wow, there's an unblurred plate. It's completely white. Letter, number. I don't know what that is. Transporte de aves, carnes y chacinados. Carnes is meats. So it's a meat truck. It seems to be Spanish, which kind of boggles me. I'm not too sure what's going on here. I should have travelled quicker. Maybe I should fast travel. Wait up. Got the sprinkler truck. Agua, you can't drink the water. Sprinkler truck in English. It's got a mix of Spanish and English. I think Spanish. What about a bollard? That would be helpful. Maybe this is just Spain. It's a bit odd. What to make of it? I'm gonna fast travel and see if I can get something else. There's only a minute and a half left. Not completely convinced this is Spain. There's a bulldozer. There was a truck there. So this is the new road that they're building. Here's a cow. Let's see if it's a Spanish cow. Difficult to say. Not a typical Spanish cow, I'd say. Unfortunately, when I fast travel, my screen can't keep up. So there's nothing typical here. So what's the yellow centre line? Is this Brazil or Uruguay or something? I have no freaking clue. Belgium? I don't know. That looks like a Belgian bollard to me. I only got 30 seconds left. It's Uruguay. What a chip. It did occur to me with the yellow centre line that Uruguay was an option. Why did I do that? What an idiot. Let me check the Belgian bollard. It's kind of like a Belgian bollard. Let me check Plonket for Uruguay. G-U-A-Y? I forget how to spell it. U-R-U. I was getting much better at Uruguay. White bollards. Here's the marker. I don't find the chevrons too useful. $14 points. It's kind of like Spanish as well with the yellow reflector. I feel like that bollard is very Belgian, but with the yellow centre lines it couldn't have been. What an idiot. And this round's already going, so it's got Cyrillic. Got the hashing at the bottom of the post, which is something I'm not familiar with. These bollards. There's a few of them around the corner, so that's a thing. Not a huge number. Let's check out the bus. Is it a bus? No. Not sure what it is. It's like a hotel sign. Something very odd about this. On the E22 and the M7. Very rustic Cyrillic. Got Pepsi. Got like a, I guess there's a restaurant. But this is a Pepsi town. I guess that could be Russia because I think Coca-Cola pulled out, although you can probably still buy it unrestricted. $90 or 40 currency units. It's a bit of an odd place. I worry about missing something obvious like the bollard here. Russia has a bunch of bollards. I'm not too familiar with all of them, but that could be one of them. I'm kind of talking myself into Russia here, but I don't know that it is. Maybe I should just plonk it there, otherwise it's going to drive me crazy for the next 2 minutes. It's kind of odd to have those freeway numbers for Russia, I would think, the highway numbers. What are the other options? Moldova's not an option. Not Slovakia. Serbia kind of has dual, so would Bulgaria. I don't know. I'll click down here. It was nearby Moscow. That's surprising. There's the M7. I should have scanned. No, I shouldn't scan for anything in Russia. 15,000. Truly awful. Let's check for Uruguay straight away. I don't think so. Yellow centre lines, concrete road by the looks, and then a tarmac shoulder. That's a bit unusual. I wonder if this is Brazil. There's no, the sign back is not black, so that tells me something. Very pale concrete road. Red soil, rock, it actually looks red rock. There's chunky arrows on the road. I'm not really familiar with that. Is this a picture of a bull? It is. That's like the Uruguay bull. It's like a big booty bull. Maybe this is Uruguay sign. Let me just double check. Doesn't look 100%, but surely this is Uruguay. It's the same ball as the last round. Don't see any mile markers. Excuse me, voice is going. It's wooden. See, it's not exactly typical, but I'm sure it's probably Uruguay. Kind of going east to west. It's small enough where I don't really have to think about it. I do have to get the right continent. Okay, here, coming into Carmen. There's Bolivia. Shocking. I didn't see any hills there. I'm getting too complacent. Too complacent. South of Loop, L-O-U-P, river. It's a chunky, untreated wooden pole. It's the US, I guess. Driving right. Or Canada. If we had a speed limit or maximum sign, that would help. It's kind of difficult to travel here. This could be a speed sign here. Yep, US 65. That's kind of fast. That's like 110 kilometers an hour or something. I think Plonket has the maximum speed limits in different US states. Got this stupid sign which keeps coming up. I got excited thinking it was Pennsylvania specific, but it's not. Although I haven't seen it any further, really, Custer County. So Custer was one of those US generals, right? Like Custer's Last Stand. And I don't know where that would be. I don't know much about US military history. They keep creating more all the time, so it's difficult to keep up. Post box, that's not too useful. It's kind of very green, pretty flat. Doesn't appear to be farmland though. Where would Custer be? Nebraska, Kansas. That doesn't sound very... Kentucky? Indiana. I'm going to go Indiana here. It was Nebraska. I did say Nebraska. I was not too serious about Nebraska, but it's like the centrist plonk in the US that you could get. We were on the 183. What is this? It's Aussies. It's an art supply shop, maybe? And English Motors. Which they'll be doing well now, because I think they took the tariffs off English cars, so... There's Loop City. That river was named Loop River, I think. South Loop River. Interesting. And by interesting, I mean kind of boring. 1,000 kilometres away. And this is Bondi Street. Very vivid blue sign. Camera quality is lacking. It's a very wide holy poles. This better not be New Zealand. It is too. What a chip. It's like, why? Why is New Zealand this like very hazy coverage? I guess it's far. They couldn't afford the extra luggage to bring the good camera all the way to New Zealand. In terms of a vibe, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure about the poles, whether they... here's a nicer... Yeah. Okay, they upgraded it at some stage. There are mountains over here, that's probably not untypical of New Zealand. Mountains west, very flat. It's not a huge place, but I've got no vibe on New Zealand at all. Okay. Wow, those are some chubby cows. I wonder if they're woolly or they're just really chubby. Anyway, New Zealand, mountains west, so it's probably over here near Methven. Well, that was about as south as you can get. Not the greatest plonk. It's nearby Waimatuku Garage on Boundary Street. 390 kilometres away. Shocking. So here we're set up to drive right. And it's probably an Italian bollard. Or Algerian. Is it? Albanian, sorry. It's probably Italian based on this language, but Albania also has quite a bit of Italian influence from what I've seen. Just looking out for stone fences. I hope this is not like an island. There's water there. Water to the east. Is there water anywhere else? I bet you there's a castle on top of this mountain here. I wish you could like fast travel straight across to there, because that looks really interesting. It's probably mainland, to be fair. They did spam the bollards. Spent the entire budget on bollards. Maybe I should go all the way down here. That seems like a good place to put a castle. Rossano, how about that? Nope. Oh, it's San Marino. What an idiot. Didn't even consider it. I wonder if that's why there's so many bollards. That's something to keep in mind. The water was quite far, actually. I guess we were elevated here. Bowling pub Rose and Bowl. Piqued my curiosity there. San Marino Stadium, I guess they got football mostly. That's the second San Marino I've had this week, maybe, or in the past week, and I missed it both times. The other one was more urban. Completely missed it. So we're on a bridge. What's with... This is like a... I forget, like a Romanian or Bulgarian thing where they hang out by the river. Sergio Salazar and someone else, presumably his love interest. There's a sign here, it's probably a boring one. Puente Taruma. Yellow centre lines, pretty sketchily done. Some mountains off to the west. They're fishing or camping or something. Oh, I think they're actually going down on, what do they call it? Tubing. I think it's tubing. Someone's dumped a bunch of trash. It's very antisocial. So tubing's like a US thing, but I don't really get US vibes here. There's a sketchy bridge. Be nice to get on there and see what's going on. Is it a bridge or it's like some kind of mining conveyor belt? This is Spanish. I'm not too clear on where we are. Let's check the sign here. Is this Uruguay again? Or Bolivia it was last time actually. I thought it was Uruguay, it was Bolivia. So this white post, that's kind of like last time in Bolivia. What else would say Bolivia? There's too much vegetation on the hills here, surely. Normally Bolivia's got kind of barren hills, as far as I'm aware. This looks a bit too, I don't know, ordered to be Bolivia. But the signposts, I think, similar to the ones that we just had in Bolivia. So I'm kind of scared not to go Bolivia. I'm not scared. Terrified. It's like a Peruvian pole. It's got these rumple strips. Rumple bumps? Not too sure. It's kind of like the chunkiness of a Peruvian pole without the stripes, the black and white stripes, and the colour of a Uruguayan pole without the bolt holes in the back. This signage is quite sketch. That's got to be a Bolivian thing. This looks like a Bolivian hat. I'm going to go for it. Yep. I've convinced myself. Whereabouts though? I have no idea. Somewhere by a creek, somewhere. Where were the mountains? Kind of this way. It's the west. It was all the way. I don't like that. Here. Why not? That probably checks out. Something like that. Not too bad. Oh, 206 kilometres away. At least I got the country. I'd forgotten about the streaks. 16,833. Terrible. I've forgotten about the streaks because I've been having a bad run. This is Argentina, presumably. I can't quite read what it says on the sign here. It probably has the town or something. Kids on bikes. And we're at the fire station by the looks. Is that a Brazilian flag? Unsure. The mayor is Paulino Hernandez. I wonder how often they have to change that sign. Voluntary Fire Brigade. Got a nice setup. Barber. This hipster barber look is everywhere now. Just want some old guy with clippers to efficiently and cheaply do my hair. Which is why I do it myself now. Which is why it looks a bit crappy, but it's cheap. So here's a memorial. It's a crazy sun from the middle of the flag, the Argentinian flag. I don't know what to make of this. I'm not familiar with where we are. Kind of an odd place. The yellow street signs are kind of interesting. I'm not sure if Alquila could be the place. Just going to plonk this somewhere. There's a vet clinic. Very cute cat on the sign. That's always a must. And this is a Coca-Cola town, by the looks. Don't know. They're very patriotic. They've got some Argentinian flags about the place. Quite a few memorials as well, or monuments. Universo Supermercado. I don't know. I'm gonna go. Oh, Cordoba. How about that? It was actually. I was thinking it might be suburban Buenos Aires. It didn't occur to me when I saw Cordoba. I lost my train of thought there. Riding left. Wooden poles. Growing rice on terraces, which is kind of interesting. I wonder when the last update was for this map. What about the plate here? Do they have... Oh, he's gone. That's a shame. Don't know if... I think the road is bitumen. The only reason I'm wondering about the update is because they've got terraced rice fields in Vietnam. Tiled roof. This could be Bhutan or something. Or Indonesia. It's kind of tricky. I think they were riding left, so that would mean not. This looks Malaysian or Indonesian. Just not sure which one. Are there mountains here? Yeah, it must be Indonesia, surely. And they're riding left, so that's kind of rules out mountain coffee. I think it's a coffee shop rather than a coffee grower. Could be a coffee grower, but don't exactly know where. They've got terraced rice and things like that. I'm going to stay away from Kalimantan. Maybe just somewhere on Sumatra. What about northern Sumatra? Look like a lot of mountains here. No. It's a shame. 1,896 kilometres away. RP currency as well, yeah. And cigarette advertisements. It's the crazy thing. What's the Montenegro? I had a Montenegro round before, which I rarely have, and it was right in a metropolitan area, and all the bus shelters in the city had like cigarette kiosks attached to them. Wild. Some farming machinery. It's kind of like could be the US, I'm not too sure. Silos. Or a grain elevator, I guess. and a silo. I don't know much about farming. I'd like to. That'd be fun. Probably not fun at all. This standalone house is in the middle of a field. It's probably the Midwest, I guess. I don't 100% know that it's not Canada, but it's a smudge on the camera. That's probably something. When I get to the stage where I'm picking up, knowing the region based on smudges on the camera lens, then I think it's time to take up a new hobby. Is it a granny flat or surely it's not a dog house. It must be like a kid's playhouse. So stop sign, that's encouraging. I think this has got to be the US. Somewhere in the Midwest. But I don't know exactly where. It's quite dry in this shot. So not Italy, United States. Kind of thought maybe Nebraska again. Iowa. Kansas? Actually, Kansas might be alright. I'll try Kansas, nearby Hayes. Nuts. It was North Dakota, was it? 790 kilometres away. I had a drier vibe than North Dakota. I kind of thought this kind of area would be more likely, just having the farm buildings and nothing much else. But I don't know. The US there's a lot I don't know. It's probably the US again, is it? More farm coverage. This is a cool machine. A harvester, I guess. I think this is the chute where the grain comes out. This Chico is wash. Like a Spanish influence. Maybe. Mexican influence. Custom gifts and more. You can tell this is where husbands run out to buy their wives birthday presents when they forgot that it was the birthday. Moodscapes. Again, grain silos and probably grain elevators as well, I'd guess. If I know anything about there's gumbo there, actually. If I know anything about farming, there's probably a grain elevator there. The gumbo is kind of interesting, because that's a southern thing, I'm pretty sure. Soul food, barbecue. Although I'm sure they're just like... I'm sure gumbo travels. There's Sonic as well. I did have a look and see where Sonic was located. Like outlet, where the franchises were, and I can't remember, so that was a waste of effort. Russ Real Estate. They've got a subway. Here we go. Oh, this is... So that should be locatable. I'm sure I've had this state before. Not Nebraska though. Not quite. Oklahoma on the 9. Nice. Here's the 9. Anyway, Hobart. A town name would be useful. The business district of where? So the 9 is there and all over the place. So probably it could be Hobart. Big A Burger Drive-In. Got a Walmart. Do they have a Sonic though? Here's Sonic Drive-In. It's 11th Street. Oh my god, I'm going to 5k this. Main and 10th. It's 9th. Here's Main. Is this 10th? It is. What are the odds? I got lucky with that, with this, the number 9, with the Oklahoma outline on it. Wow. I do not often 5k the US. In Hobart as well. I really get Hobart right. So this is a Russian crossing. It looks like Russia with the yellow and white interspersed. And the bollards. Is this somewhere I could locate? Hokobo. Kip Hokobo. Probably not. Just got no idea about Russia. This could be nearby Moscow. Seem to have some intricate signage nearby Moscow. Going north-south. What about this place? I don't think any of these places are big enough. It's the same sign for the hotel as we saw near Moscow before. I got excited and thought this was the place I was looking for, but it's not. Something for Hobo. Don't see it. I'm going to guess near Moscow here. On North-South Road. It's probably a bit close to Moscow, but not to worry. Nowhere near it. Nearby Omsk. Got the vibes wrong. Kind of got the latitude right. Is it latitude? Yeah, I think that's right. Longitude, latitude. 15,000, so it's getting worse. Got a streak of 6, so... Oh my gosh, flags again. Is that a national flag? I don't know about the Lithuanian flag. Pretty sure we boned up on that. This could be a Lithuanian crossing. Could be Russia again. It's not the Russian flag. The painted bottom of the trees. I'm trying to improve my posture here. I want to see that sign back here. Try and get some more... Oh, I did have a look. It wasn't clear. Yeah, it's all foggy. Some minarets. Kind of like Turkish, but I don't think that crossing fits for Turkey. What's with these buildings? I wonder if this is Kazakhstan or something. Yeah, actually. I don't know the Kazakhstan flag, but that probably fits, and the crossing would fit as well. I'm going to go for it. Where's the capital? Bishkek. No, that's Kyrgyzstan. Astana? That did not occur to me. There is much about Kazakhstan that I do not know. I haven't even seen the Borat movies, which I think is Kazakhstan. Got everyone in Kazakhstan riled up. Wonderful sense of humour, the Kazakhstanis, as is my understanding. This hat, I think that could be a Kazakhstani hat. So what to do? I think that's probably fine. I don't know that that's actually the capital, but I thought it would be something... Astana sounds quite Western, but that'll do. Oh my gosh. It was in Russia. This region of Russia is Grozny. I was pretty confident there. Kazakh flag is blue and yellow with a condor. Hello, I'm going to check that out. What about that flag? That was not Russian. It's probably regional, I guess. I don't know, Kazakhstan. Oh, it's like a stylized condor. I was hoping for something a bit more realistic, photorealistic condor. Okay, that checks out. What about Kyrgyzstan? It's like a World Cup flag. I think Kyrgyzstan, it just always looks like that, the mountains. It's like the flaming World Cup. I'm so bad at remembering flags. Except for like the Isle of Man. Other than that, that's a cute ladybug. Bidronka. And here's a bison. Manhattan. That's like New York. Turkish Russia was the perfect vibe. Too rich for Kazakhstan, yeah. That's a really odd city. I should have zoomed in on it. That's interesting. Haven't seen that before. Go to Starbucks. This crossing I should know, but I've... Bileti tickets. Fakatan. Must be the post, I guess. There's a crest on there. This is kind of a weird place. This crossing, it's not Polish, I don't think. I thought Polish was dashed. Jaskawa Dolina. It's like Serbia or something, I'm not too sure. What about the bus here? How many windows? Difficult to say. It is Poland. In terms of bus shelter, again, they haven't utilised the space for the seating. I like this. This is kind of like Brisbane style. Green. Brisbane, Australia. Here's a reflection of the Google car, so that's a shot if you're drinking. This would have to be a large city, I'd say. Is that a wooden seat? It's kind of an odd mix. Don't love the advertising here, but it's kind of unavoidable now. And a really nice timetable there. It's kind of sterile, like you'd get in most major cities, but kind of okay. 6.5, I'd give that one. Now, where to guess? I think I'll go Warsaw. I've never had a Warsaw round, I don't think. It wasn't. It's Gdansk. A bit of a shame. I would have liked to see the bay here. The Gulf. Gulf of Gdansk. Should have travelled a bit more, although that's miles away. 292 kilometres away, that's shocking. And then what is this, like, Poland again? Yeah. It's Poland again. Back-to-back Polands. Is it Gdansk? It is not. I'm sure I'd recognise Gdansk. And this is not it. This is an older town, city. Malopolska. I think that's Poland in Polish. Polska. I don't know if this is a place name. Again, Poland's another place I'd like to visit. I had a boss who was married to a Polish woman, and he was a fan of the smoked meats and the sausages from Poland. And I also am interested in the smoked meats and sausages of Poland, and many other things. I don't know, here. Yikes. There's a McDonald's nearby. I didn't see that. I didn't look around enough. I kind of got intimidated. Poland intimidates me with the language and the inscrutability of the guesses there. This is going to be a problem. Normally I get rounds like this with pines and mountains and things and it's Italy, but I don't know, this one looks a bit different. It's a chunky pole. Is this some snow up there maybe? Could be the Alps. Could be the Italian Alps. Some language there, but I cannot read it. Something about a pub, I think. Can't make anything out there. Very black volcanic soil, I'd guess. This could be Spain. I think Spain has these blue and white. It's kind of an odd Spain. To me, anyway. I'm not familiar with Verts. Depot de something. Uniquement. I'm not entirely convinced that's Spanish. Got this cool drainage. That's very nice. Obviously gets a bit of snow melt, I'd guess. How about this pole tub? That's very stylish, but not one I'm familiar with. Just a bunch of pines. This concrete square. I'd like to see a no hunting sign or something, a little placard. I'm sure this is Spanish, surely. What about the signage here? Orthon. With a red border. A holy pole. It's Portugal? Alps to something province. Alpes. 1.3 degrees incline. It's not huge. Is that a holy pole like spinning my wheels here? Avendre. It's Italy somewhere. Why did I think Spain? Because of the blue and white, which is kind of, I think, typical of Spain. Could be blue on the plates here, but it's kind of reflective, I think. It could be Italian. Leaning towards Italy here. In the Alps. Then there's French as well, Ruta. Could be French. Is that Basque? I think it said Basque on that sign there, but now I've lost it. Moulin Rouge. Ruela. Do. There's something very odd. It's just looks like there's possibly two blue stripes there. It certainly looks French, some of it. Let me just double check. Is it Switzerland? Is this Locam? It could be. It's down here, bordering France and Italy. Nearby the Matterhorn. I think there's a Matterhorn in Canada or something. It's just France. Gosh, 10 points. Ange for 10 points. It was France nearby Italy. Oh well, 4,000 points. That's the nature of Europe. That you can be completely wrong and get a decent amount of points. I thought the plate may have had... Oh, it could have been a travelling car from Italy. But it looked like it had a blue strip on the left and right of the plate. It's an interesting place. I've seen a lot of interesting places to put park benches. You can sit here and watch that your car doesn't get stolen, I guess. It's a cycle route. I think there's blue on that plate on the left-hand side. Oh, here's a park bench this side as well. Yeah, I think it is the Alps, France, on the border there. Like the Italian, well, that's the Tour de France. I think they go through the Alps there. Why you'd ride a bicycle up there is beyond me. Absolutely insane. So, it's got a holy pole somewhere in Europe. This could be Hungary. What about Hungary for this one? I rarely ever get Hungary. The bottom of the pole's not painted like Romania. Some white flowers, so hopefully it's not Estonia. Do they have a holy pole in Estonia though? Low hills. Hungary, Poland, Romania. Surely not another Poland round, that would be pretty rude. I don't really get enough Hungary to know about Hungary, what I'm looking for. Holy poles, I think, is Hungarian. Seems quite flat. Oh, here we go. Some language. Polski Gaz. With a Polish flag. Kind of backing away from my Hungary speculation there. So Tyre Central. I guess this is. I think this is silage. They're like fermenting the hay. Somewhere in Poland. With the holy poles. Not painted at the bottom, so it was either going to be Poland or Hungary, I guess. A pretty bad plonk there. 4,314. 18,798. I'm really not progressing here. I've probably got time for another couple of rounds. Couple of games, sorry. This looks like an abandoned factory. Completely destroyed the planet. Time to shut up shop. These are coming right out of the earth here. I think they're cooling towers, but not nuclear or anything like that. Just some kind of mining, I guess. A bit of a blight on the landscape, but cool. I like it. Industrial. And there's a huge lake here. Is this... No, it couldn't be. I was going to say Kyrgyzstan or something like that, but the mountains aren't there. Alaska? I've only had a couple of Alaska rounds and I completely fumbled them. It's a big place, but it rarely ever comes up. Polish holes don't extend to the bottom, while the Hungarian and Romanian ones do. Anch with knowledge. Am I going to remember that? Poland to the bottom. So the Poland holes go all the way to the land. Hungarian and Romanian ones don't. I think there's a difference in terms of thickness and thinness as well, but I never check the sky, but on this occasion, just going to check. It's in the northern hemisphere. I figured it was, but no real idea. Poland, the holes go to the bottom, to the land. Romania, normally they're painted at the bottom. Hungary, to be determined. I don't know what to do here. This is like... Here's a car, I think. What are the odds? Probably collecting mushrooms somewhere deep in Russia. Is that a European blue stripe? I don't think so. Heck, I'm just going to plonk this somewhere in Russia. Oh, it was Russia. It's all the way up there, south of Murmansk. I didn't really think clearly about a region guess there, obviously. Nearly 2,000 kilometres away. It's a butterfly made of rocks. It's a choice. Shutters on the windows. How about Italy? Probably France, I guess. Let's just say Rue something. Don't get too many yellow backplates in France, but sometimes. So what does this say? Je suis, I am déjà en route. I guess I'm on the way, not sure. French is not a language I know much about. Private property, I don't know. This is going to be a plonk as well. Whoa, demolition in progress. Let's check out what's coming out of there. I hope they're renovating this. A nice old farmhouse style thing. I think they must be because they've only ripped off the roof and appendages. There's a lot of tetanus in that pile. There must be some cool stuff there, some cool antique-y stuff, but it does look beyond repair. Look at this bollard though. Wooden French style. Double stripe bollard. I don't know. It's a very nice place. Quite antique-y looking. I bet you it gets cold too, so I'm guessing it's over near the Swiss border. No, it was... Is that Belgium? Frick off. That's so cruel. I was starting to get a good read on Belgium, but not in that circumstance, right on the border. Although, what did I have before? I'm sure there was a Belgian bollard in Uruguay. That was a massive fail. Rio San Luis. Driving right. Right nearby the water too. Water west. Some hills, kind of half mountains. What about this pole here? The elusive Belgian bollard. Honestly, there's a Belgian bollard in Uruguay. So why? Supermercado Nina. Very thick bordered yield sign. Giveaway? I'm not sure exactly what. Hang on, wait. It's like Ecuador or something. Ecuador is another one I'm pretty bad at. It's a lake. I like these little fishing boats. Got a little cabin on there, like a big fishing boat but small. Some really long hair. I guess it gets cold here. Let's check some language on the graffiti. Got condor. That is a condor, or it's a vulture, I think. Libertad Nacional Nido Alas. There's such a thing as an Andean condor. What about the chubby children? I feel like that's come up before, but I can't remember where. That says Chile. Okay. I'm backing away from Ecuador and guessing Chile here. Somewhere nearby where they have giraffes. I think Chile is probably correct. I don't think it's bait. The giraffes could be. So I've got a lake to the west. and Andean condors. Don't know. A lake directly to the west. Looks like a pretty big lake. There's nothing really around about here though. How about here? I think this is not remote enough. Still, who cares? It was all the way south. Yeah, it was quite remote. And that was the ocean, which explains why the boats were, yeah, those were not lake boats. That was a bit of a fail there. And I think I actually went water east, so completely the opposite direction anyway. 1100 kilometers away. This could be Argentina. Got the Argentinian bins. However, yeah, I think there's an unblurred plate kind of, with a black spot in the middle. It's one streak of one, completely based on some kid's mural. Otherwise I would have gone Ecuador there, I think. Somewhere, again, quite, I'd say this is quite far south. I thought they were horses or something, they're just kind of big dogs. I think this is Argentina. What is this little building? Is this a bus shelter? Maybe. Does that say Arica? Maybe not. It's a creepy bus shelter. If it is a bus shelter. If it is, I'd give it style points, probably 8. Creepy points, 10 out of 10. If it was bigger, that would be the creepiest thing I've seen in a little while. I don't know, somewhere in Argentina, fairly south, down here. Oh, okay. It's nearby Rio Grande there. It's quite the way south. 1500, how can you guess that far south and still be like 1500 kilometers too far north? Still counts towards the streak, so it's the tiny tall stop sign. McPhee's Corner. I feel like this is the US. West Indiana Road. No, West Indian Road. God sent his son to be your saviour. And nothing more. George Field Road, Loyce Road. McPhee's Corner. Is that Canada? Is that a Canadian flag? Hang on a second. It is. I was not expecting that. Yeah, with the maximum. In terms of fresh brown eggs. It's probably near the border. They're trying to gull some US smugglers across the border. Smuggling eggs. I know they were smuggling them from Mexico. I'm not sure about Canada. Just looking for an interesting province flag or something like that. I'm not familiar with some of them, but I know there is like a, all the way to the east there's like a French flag with a star on it. It could be like PEI or something like that. Somewhere over here. Newfoundland, maybe. I don't know. I think this is going to be all the way west somewhere. Maybe not all the way. I'm going to go nearby Calgary. I don't see McPhee Corner, so... oh my god. I've got a good grasp of Canada, I think. Just going backwards. This will have to be my last game, I think. Got added to the streak though. Here's a fairly dramatic mountain. I wonder if they get avalanches in town. Probably. Got shiatsu. which is a type of massage, I thought. Got this bin, quite generic. I feel like we get bins like that in Australia, but we don't get mountains like this in Australia. Lux Hotel. So it's got to be Switzerland, something. The Swiss Alps. Hopefully not France or Italy or Austria. I'm going Swiss Alps, it surely has to be. Somewhere in here. Okay, it was right on the border, quite a way away. Wadring Triassic Park. Are there dinosaurs there? W-A-I-D-R-I-N-G. W-A-I-D Triassic. Yeah. Wow. Dinosaurs. Plesiosaurs. An ichthyosaur. What is this? Wow. Some AI generated photo by the looks. Is that a cow? Yeah. Eamon, how you doing? Just finishing up, I was looking at the Wagering Triassic Park. This is my last game for the day. How did I lose? Oh, it was Austria. There was always a possibility there. Thailand. Koh Kong Provincial. I don't know where Koh Kong is. That's problematic. Is it Cambodia beer? There's Cambodian there. Are we riding left or right? Actually riding on the right. Or driving, depending. I'm sure there was... Let me check the seed again. Okay. So that's Cambodia, I guess. A little tired. I don't see Koh Kong. Zoom in a little bit. Khao Kar. Maybe I should go near Phnom Penh. It's quite a big road. Scun? No. Somewhere here. Wow. Got the vibes. This is coastal, I didn't even pick up on that. Okay, fine. Back to a streak of 1. I don't know what my major streak was there, but it was pretty low, 10 maybe. This is New Zealand. A surprising number of New Zealand rounds. At least I haven't missed one yet. Athenry Forest. I wonder if I could... really too lazy to check for a road number. Not familiar with Athenry Forest. Trig Road to Athenry Gorge. Is that a 2? Northern South Island. I was going to go Northern North Island. Thank you. Is that on the 2? There's a 60 here. A 6, a 1. Athenry Forest. It doesn't really matter. I thought this could be the 2 though. Yeah, okay. If I can locate the 2, that would give me a little more confidence. I was going to go somewhere. Here's the 2. How far does the 2 go? I was going to go up here somewhere. Just based on the foliage, and I do not have a good vibe on foliage, but it looks like the 2 is North Island anyway. Not sure where this forest is. The 2 doesn't extend all the way up here, so it's somewhere down here. Surely the forest would be locatable. Don't see it though. A whole bunch of other forests. It's never the forest that you're looking for though. Just plonk it somewhere on the 2. I could follow the 2 all the way, but I'm not going to. I'm kind of tired, and it's about the time that the baby's going to wake up. Possibly go for a walk if the weather's good. I'll go a little further north here. Hastings, I don't like that. Somewhere here, gosh. That was kind of where I was thinking initially, but okay, the 2 goes all here. Nearby the golf club. I don't see the forest. Glad I didn't scan too much. Anyway, 4,350. I did get a good New Zealand guess earlier, but that's one of the better ones. Russian petrel. I've not come across Russian petrel before, but I've got a bit of bollard spam, so I'd certainly believe it. I'm not searching Russia. I'm not scanning Russia for anything. Not familiar to me. It's kind of going east-west. I'll go east of Moscow again. Maybe here. How about that? Not too bad. It was actually nearby Chelyabinsk. That's my generic plonk, Chelyabinsk. Still 298 kilometers away, but not bad for a plonk in Russia. What is this? 5. This is the last one before I head off for the day. Should really check and see if anyone's. I don't think there's anyone on Twitch to Modena. This is like Italy. I don't exactly know where Modena is. A road number would help. The SS12. Problem is Italy's kind of long. SS660. I'm really going to scan 4 minutes for the SS12. It's the last plonk of the day. It'd be nice to get a good one. SS17. SS5. No, I'm not in any Discord communities. I'll have to check it out. A bit time poor at the moment, so I don't have a lot of. I've got kind of 2 to 2.5 hours a day to stream. SS12. Here we go. Where's Modena? If you've got any suggestions, definitely let me know. Because presumably I'll have some time in the future. It's just at the moment the baby's a bit young. So this Modena is 43. Ostiglia is 6. 43 on the SS12. Where's Ostiglia? Verona is 46 the other way. Okay, so it's midway between them. Somewhere. From Australia, yeah. I'm from Australia but currently living in Vietnam. Had a baby at the start of the year, and so Astiglia's here, is 6 away towards Verona. So we're the other side here. Is there a river? So it's somewhere here. Thanks. I try to be a nice guy. My wife says I'm a nice guy sometimes. I'm going to guess there. It'd be good to get a bit more involved in the community. 5.3 kilometres away, that was a nice one. Streak of 4, totally 21.883. Not a great day for scores. What was I aiming for here in a community world is 23411. Very nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep in touch. Plonket, yes. I should get involved in Plonket. I've certainly been using it as a resource a lot more. There's a lot of information on there. They're doing an excellent job. I'm not sure if Vietnam was listed there yet. That looks like a tricky one. I'm in Vietnam and I just had no clue. I think my best score was sub 10,000. To be coming soon. Okay, good luck with that one. Region guessing in Vietnam is a bit of a pain. Anyway, keep in touch. I'll be back again tomorrow, I would think. Hopefully in the morning if I can